Awesome.
should have been.
What advice would you give to an aspiring leader?
I think probably two things. One, start building your network. It's never too early to do that, whether that's on Twitter or in person or whatever. And two, when you move into that first kind of leadership role, um, get a mentor, and really try to use that person to get yourself exposed to the inner workings of all parts of your organization. Because I think the more that you understand how your organization works, the better you're going to be able to lead that. And that's why, for me, kind of growing up in a small town, working in a couple of small districts as a teacher, working in a little bit smaller district as a principal and a superintendent, you kind of have to know how everything works and you wear a lot of hats. So I think that provides a little bit of a level of advantage. As you know, I'm in a bigger district now, but because I have that background, I kind of have a little bit more understanding of how food service can and should work, and how, facilities, and, the difference between trying to maintain 100,000 square feet under roof and 2 million square feet under roof. Same concepts, just a different scale. So I think understanding those inner workings, a mentor, and really building your network.
That's fantastic. I agree with you. I think the rural administrators who are listening to this are nodding their heads in agreement. I can remember having our Northeast regional meetings, and someone would be late because, they had to drive the bus, or they had to fix the refrigerator, or they had to teach, or there were so many pieces to their job that a large district that plays sometimes a figurehead role in a lot of pieces, that sort of political piece, would never understand. And then as you were talking about taking it to scale, you have to move from that relational piece, oh, I can fix that, I can do that, to I could fix that. However, I'm in a much larger system now. And so I got to really think carefully about the system, because if you try to now go fix the refrigerator in your district now, you'll have people go, all right, you want to fix it? Then it's yours to fix every time, because there are clear systems now that have to be, there's delegation, and there's, people's roles and responsibilities.
I kind of tend to subscribe to, one of the big differences between being a leader in a small district and being a big leader in a larger district is, in a larger district, things are going to move at a little bit faster pace. You're going to have to make decisions a little bit faster, but you're kind of like the conductor of an orchestra, and you need to make sure that everybody's playing the same piece of music first, and then make sure that everybody's playing that same piece of music in the same time.
That's right.
And
Sometimes people are like,
rhythm.
I'm playing that song. Yeah, but your score is actually upside down. Could you please turn it this way so that we can all be together? Like, oh yeah, look at that. So that's a really good metaphor also. All right. And then the last is, you've given a really concrete example for aspiring leaders to find mentors and to really get to the workings of a district and how complex they are. How is that different from the advice you'd give an established leader?
I think it's somewhat similar, but I think it just shifts a little bit. I think it's still important to understand how not only your organization works, but how the organizations that you're going to come in contact with, right? State government, federal government, local government, how do those things work? And how can you leverage those systems to benefit your kids, your local business community, chambers of commerce? There are lots of opportunities to continue your development as a leader, which to me is partly exposure, right? We talk about kids, they can't be what they can't see. Well, as a leader, you may not be able to move your organization towards a vision because you've not seen what's possible out there. So I think it's important to get out of your region and out of your state, and to really connect with those across the country to see what is possible, see what others are doing. And then maybe there's some ideas that you can bring back to your district to put in place in your district within the context that you work. So, my familiarity is with AASA. We have lots of programs at AASA that allow you to connect with some of the best school leaders in the country. Doug Hyder, who's director of MASA here in Missouri, would often tell his boards at Logan Rogersville and at Branson that in order to be world class, we need to rub elbows with world class. So I think that's the same for leaders. The more that you can kind of be with some of the best leaders in the country, I think that's a positive for both you personally and what you can bring back to your district. Not only hire the best people that you can to have around you, but go and talk to the best people out there.
Yeah,